pending orders above and below current market price. So I have something like this. So this is a buy stop, this is a sell stop. So, well, now let's now check from the higher time frames what price will most likely do. So I actually like using MT4. Yeah. Now, this is monthly time frame for US 100, and with what I can see, this simply shows me that there was a rejection from the downside, which we can all see clearly. Rejection from the downside all the way back to this point here. Now, will this candle, because today is 29, right? And on monthly time frame, you have one bar to give you 1 month. One bar, 1 month, one bar, 1 month, right? That's how it is with the candlestick formation. So now, with what price is doing currently, because this is looking like hanging man, because obviously price is still at the resistance. Price creates an higher high, which is higher than every other high that price has ever created, which is a new resistance. But this instrument is not a respecter of resistance. You check it very well. It doesn't respect resistance at all. So the best thing you want to be looking out to do on US 100 is to be doing more of buy rather than a sell. More of buy rather than a sell. Now, somebody will say, but price sold, yeah. Now, before price sold, if you notice, there was nothing in the past. There was nothing in the past that tells us that this was a resistance, right? So one thing about some instrument we need to understand is each instrument has the way they move. For example, US 100 that we are on currently, the way US 100 move is that it's looking to break a new high. It's looking to make a new high, rather. So at every point in time, it has chances to move all the way up. Saying it's creating a new level of resistance, a new level of resistance, a new level of resistance. So what should I now be doing if price is looking out to be creating a new level of resistance? That means that I should be looking out for more of what? More of a buy. More of a buy, right? You are welcome, Adebola, or more. You are welcome. All right. Oh, you are from Abuja. You can, I think if you are attending training today, I think we should have a nice session in the training because today we'll be making some good profit in the market. I'm sure you don't want to miss this. Let me show you in class this morning. All right. So now, just like I was saying, since US 100 is looking out to create a new level of high, that means that I should be looking out for opportunities to buy, not an opportunity to sell. Look out for opportunity to buy. Now, let's break it down. This is weekly time frame. On weekly time frame, the rejection we saw, okay, this was the rejection. Right. This was the rejection that we saw on monthly time frame. Remember, price got all the way up, all the way down to this point, and what happens? Back up. Assuming it has been able to come down to this level, I said it's retested a previous resistance that has turned to support, but right now, with all that is happening currently, and if you check very well, anytime this guy is going up, it always goes up, comes down, goes up, but eventually it's going where? It's going up. Now, what I want to teach you this morning is very, very simple. Very simple. How to set pending orders with current market price so that you can use it to make money. See that I'm not shouting, right? I just want you to know that there are ways you can make money in this market. Ways, very simple ways. So let's quickly look at them. All right. So remember, you need to start from the higher time frame, bring it down to the lower time frame of your choice. Bring it down to the lower time frame of your choice. So on weekly time frame, I can see that there was a rejection from my 50 moving average. And after the rejection, price started going back. And it has crossed above my 21 moving average. So I'm only, if the two lines you are seeing on my chart I have 21 moving average, and I have 50 moving average. Okay, so if you want to be using moving average to trade, I think it's something you can learn. Now, since there has been rejection there, then I've seen that price has found its way up and is above moving average. See, anytime price is above moving average, it will only keep looking out for how to go up rather than to come back, except there is a fundamental event that can easily just change the direction, right? So from all indication, this shows that price has successfully gone above the moving average. So opportunities to buy is what we should be looking for. That's weekly time frame. Now let's check D1, which is a daily time frame. Okay, which is a daily time frame, right? Now on daily time frame, this was the rejection. Okay, I think I should be marking them. Okay, let me just do something. Mark how yeah. All right, so weekly time frame. This is the rejection, right? And from the rejection to here is like a resistance for price, where price got to and it's being resisted. Okay. Then please, sir, later, please an instant trade. Here, can you write down the settings for the two moving average? The settings are just simple. Exponential, then you apply to close. Exponential, then you apply to close, right? So by the time you go to your charts or to your MT4, your MT5, just go to indicators, list, find moving average, then you change the settings, all right? Let's change the settings. All right, no. So, okay, I'm trying to mark out some places. So let's go back to D. Okay, before going back to D1, let me mark this I, and this. So now D1. So on D1, this was the I where price was falling down from, right? And even on D1, you can see that price is above the two moving average currently. Like currently a bit below. Hold on. Yeah. All right. So let's continue. Now, with what I have here, price is below moving average on the daily time frame. It has gone above it, but it's below it. Wow, I'm seeing something like a candlestick formation here. Oh, but it's till tomorrow before we'll get to know how valid it's going to be. But it's not really happening at a good support, except the moving average will now be our support. Because right now, I can't see that price has broken this moving average that I have here. I can't see at all. So there is tendency this bullish candle that is forming will find its way above the moving average. So if it's going to find its way above the moving average, then I need to be careful when it comes to selling. So selling on this instrument actually should be prohibited, right? You should not be, there are some instruments you are expected, the only expectation on those instruments is just a buy rather than a sell. So the only expectation, okay, the only expectation should be a buy rather than a sell. There was one time I have a client that was just selling US 100, selling, and it got to a point whereby US 100 was looking for a new level of high, and it was a disaster. It was a disaster. So there are some instruments, just like I used to tell them in class, there are some instruments you don't look out to sell. There are some instruments, expectations only should be a buy. Expectation only should be a buy. Now, somebody will say, is it that trend doesn't change? There are some instruments, their trend doesn't change. Their trend is just one direction. what can happen in between the trend is that there might be a pullback, and the pullback is just that price will just do a bit of the opposite. Then after that, it will always find its way up. All right. So US 100, don't forget, your only expectation on US 100 should be more of a buy, because the truth is this: you are more safer to be on a buy trade than to be on a sell trade. That's something about US 100. So more safer to be on a buy trade rather than a sell trade, right? So let's break it down. Let's still break it down. Okay, let's still break it down. H4. Now, H4 is looking like price is below the two moving averages and it's just trying to go back to test it. It's somewhere around here. All right, let me change this. Right, so now, which is somewhere around here. So let me go back to D1. Now, you can see where price is trying to get to on 4 hours time frame, right? Price is looking out to go back to the moving average and just retest. Because anytime price has gone from the moving average, it always finds it back, right? And 1 hour time frame, look at where it is. Can you see? So this is how you break down, your analysis from the top to the least time frame of your choice. So if, I've missed it. Okay, somewhere around there. Let me get it back. This is where moving average is. So this is how. So which shows that this guy is trying to find his way back up, right? He's trying to find his way back up. So is this something that is possible that you just do instant buy on US 100? I would have advised it. But if you don't have enough money, okay, somebody with 30,000, somebody with 50,000, I won't be advising you to be trading US 100. Now, in as much as you can trade it, but it's just that you'll be taking a huge risk to be trading US 100 with little amount of money. So I advise is if you have 300, 500, in short, if you anything less than 500, just to be safer, right? Just to be safe, so that when you know that when you pick the trade, you are not bothered. You can sleep in peace. You understand? So that's why I said nothing less than 500,000. And if you are using 500,000 to trade US 100, I will also advise that your lot size should not be, too big, except in the case of fundamental, right? Except you are trading NFP or CPI. Okay, remember we said in between the moving average, right? So if somebody has set it, then I think you'll be fine. If it's in between the moving average, because the same thing I'm saying here is there's tendency for price to just come back to retest the moving average before falling or before breaking up above. So that's my take on US 100, which is expectation is tilting towards a buy, rather than a sell. So you can do your pending orders, set it before the next resistance, take profit before the next resistance, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So another instrument that interests me a whole lot is gold. I've told us several times, so many times, thousands of times, that gold basically is looking out to getting to 3,000 price level. 3,000 price level. That's where gold is looking out to get to 3,000 price level. But now, how soon are we expecting gold to get to 3,000 price level? So currently, somebody say, what am I drawing there? I'll need to see it on the daily time so that I remember what I'm trying to draw. Okay. I remember. So, so this is it here. Let's go to this. Just need to adjust this. I'll bring it here. Now, from all indication, right, it's looking like gold has broken above this trend line, which is this eye that it has been creating. You can see, I've connected three eyes together here. So it's looking like gold has broken these eyes. And when it has broken it, so expectation, they wanted to teach us how we can use pending dollars to make current market price. Okay, so now let me quickly say, in as much as when it comes to trading plan, right, you need your risk to reward ratio. Okay? Risk to reward ratio. Now, some people, let me use the word trader. Some traders basically, their risk to reward ratio, they'll tell you is 1:2, 5:1, any of the ratio. Okay. Now, for me, you asked the question, you said, what's my strategy in trading gold and my maximum stop loss? Let me quickly shock you. I don't trade with stop loss, right? Now, I don't trade with a stop loss. What I do most of the time is that instead of putting a stop loss, I will check the amount I am willing to lose for that trade. Now, let's take a scenario that I'm actually more of a swing trader rather than a day trader. So let's take an instance whereby I picked a trade and my lot size is 0.05 and I'm expecting the trade to hit the resistance in the next 2, 3, 4 days. And currently I'm on a loss of maybe like 25, 30,000. Now, there is an amount I have in mind that I'm willing to lose for a trade. See, if you don't master your psychology, your stop loss, because the truth is, stop loss most of the time, right? Sometimes they save you. Why sometimes? Immediately price hit your stop loss, what happens? You'll notice that that's when price will not start going in your direction. So why is it always like that? Why is it always at the point whereby I have checked and checked? I have done all my analysis and I know that price is not expected to hit my stop loss. And lo and behold, after doing all those things, price still hits my stop loss. And after hitting my stop loss, started going in my direction. Have you thought about it? So now, for me, instead of just putting a stop loss, I have an amount at a particular location, okay, where I know that if price should get there, then definitely it's not going in my direction. But in terms of take profit, I try as much as possible to locate the next zone. So if I'm talking about zone, I'm talking about support, talking about resistance. So give an instance, let me quickly show you something on my MT5 or something that happened and there was something that happened, right? Where's the instrument? It was US 2000, US 2000. Now, actually, something about MT5 is you can still be able to see where you pick your trade and you can still be able to know what happened, right? So basically, this was NFP, if I'm right. NFP and no, this was NFP and NFP and CPI. The NFP did well, but CPI did not. CPI did up and down, and eventually still came back to profit. Now, I did a sell trade on 27th. That was a day before yesterday. Now, after picking the sell trade, you can see that price was just doing more of up and down, up and down. Now, if I am to set a stop loss, I don't set stop loss at, okay, let me put it above. No, no, no. Now, from my entry, I will calculate in amount how much will my loss be if I am not looking at putting my stop loss here, let's say I'm looking at the fact that if price can successfully break this high, which is this high that I can see on my chart, if price can successfully break it, so my loss, will it be up to 30, 40,000? No, it's US 2000 now. So I don't do more of 0.05. I do more of 0.01 on US 2000. Basically, 0.01. 0.01 is good, and it gives me what I'm looking for. So now I will check if price can successfully break this high, which means already I'll be in loss, right? So if it can successfully break this high, I will now check it in relative to the amount I am willing to lose for that trade. Because obviously, it shows that if I pick a sell trade on this guy, let me sum up the bit. So let's say I'm expecting price to sell. If I'm to sell this guy right now, that means that I'm looking out to take profit somewhere around here. So if I'm going to take profit, I'll now check the ratio of my profit against what I'm willing to lose in the market. Remember, I said it's risk to reward ratio. Risk to reward ratio. So if it is risk to reward ratio, so if I'm taking profit here, and this is my entry point, right? So now I'm looking at price going back all the way to this high. And see, so obviously, if I'm to trade, instead of doing instant execution, what I'm going to do is going to be what is called market execution. Market execution. So somebody said, now, what if the price was volatile? If it was volatile, for you that set stop loss, do you know what will happen? It will hit your stop loss in that direction. And after that, volatility ends and price will now continue to do what it was doing before. Can you see? So most times, before picking a trade, right? What I do is that I look out for what is called eventuality. The eventuality of price. What do I mean by eventuality? Now, let me go back to my episode. What do I mean by eventuality? Okay, so I'm still coming back to gold, but let me quickly finish up what I started, which is pending order and all those things, risk to reward ratio. Right. So the eventuality of this instrument is that it's coming back up to this high. You see, at some point it has gotten there, right? A bit close. It was a bit close, but I'm still expecting it to pull higher. Now, it might not do all this in a month or in a day. It might not, right? But eventually, it's still coming where? It's still coming up. Since it is still coming up, right? Now, this is the lowest point here, which is looking like a very good support. So, which is looking like a very good support for price. So, since I have a very good support and I have a resistance, eventually price will still what? Eventually, price will still go up, right? But in between the up and down, I need to check. If I pick buy right now, how much loss will I be in before price will now eventually go up? Because most times we just pick the trade based on current happenings. You will ignore the eventuality of price. So, for example, what do I mean by current happening? So, on 1 hour time frame now, with every indication, it's looking like, okay, it's either price break above the moving average or there will be a rejection. It has rest on 21, so there's tendency and it's looking at like it's going to break 21. So if it's going to break it, that means I'm looking out for more of a buy, right? So if I'm to set a pending order, it's going to be above this point here where price was rejected. But by putting a pending order here, then I will now check if it trigger my pending order, which is a buy. Now, if price is falling, right, the lowest I want it to fall to so that I can take my loss should be somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Because the extent it can easily come here. It can easily come here. But below this point, which is somewhere around here, which is correlating with this one. Now, since price can easily come here or here, I would not want to put the amount I'm willing to lose close to where price can easily get, which is where some of us used to miss it. You know that price can just easily get to this point, and you will still go and put stop loss there. Later, price will now hit the stop loss, and you say village people are watching you. Nobody is watching you. Nobody. Basically, you have to look at where it will be very hard for price to get to. Now, I would not be ignorant of the fact that I need to be able to check my entry very well, because my point of entry determines how long. My point of entry determines how long I will need to stay in the trade based on price behavior. Okay, Emmanuel Siri, we should call you Siri. Now, will I say this is swing trading? Yes, it's more of a swing trade, and it's more of a position trade, right? So depending on market conditions, it can be a day trade, right? Market conditions determines whether it's swing or a day trade. So if market conditions happened in a scenario whereby price can easily cover this move or this move, then it's a day trade. But if not, eventuality is that within 3-4 days, then I'm expecting price to find its way back to this point. Okay, so that's it. So in pending order, in setting pending order, right? Especially when it comes to trading some basic instrument that with 0.01 they can quickly give you what you are looking for. Now, in setting pending order, I'm setting it above this previous point, which is looking like a resistance currently. So I put my entry above. So if I'm to take profit, now my take profit should not be too far, because remember, you want to do both buy and sell stop, right? You want to do both buy and sell stop. So your take profit should not be too far. Now, if I'm doing sell stop, right? Now, either I put my sell stop somewhere here, and I put a take profit somewhere here. Can you see? Now, it has helped me to be able to put in place previous level of what? Of resistance for price. Can you see? Previous level of resistance for price. So I can now hit both buy or sell. So it's either price goes up or price what? Or price comes down. And today, there's a news. Okay, Mr. Shinedu, if you have enough fund, yes, you can avoid it. In short, if you have like 10 million, 15 million naira in your trading account, see, you don't need too much lot size to make the money you are looking for. You don't need too much lot size. So you can even do buy and sell, sir. If you have, because see, trading is a game of volume. What do I mean by volume? Trading is a game of money. A game of money. If you have enough funds, you see, I've seen an account of $100,000, right? Now, what the man usually does is we just place buy, place sell, place buy, place sell. So by the time price goes up, right, and it hits the buy. So from after hitting the buy, right, after closing out in profit, you will now still do another buy and sell at that scenario. Do you know why he's doing it? He has enough money. Even if price goes in one direction for 2 years, there is enough money to hold it because of the lot size he was using. He was just using 0.05, $100,000 account, 0.05. So if you have enough money, what's stop loss? You know stop loss. What's stop loss? Who is stop loss? You know stop loss. But hello, if you don't have enough money, if you have less than 10 million naira, you don't have enough money. So you need to, put your stop loss check. You need to put your stop loss in check. All right. So let's continue with let me even check. I think we have some fundamental coming out today. So we should be able to do some things with those guys. All right. So we have fundamental coming out by 1:30 for fundamentals coming out by 1:30 for US dollar and CAD. Okay. So you have GDP, prelim GDP, and you have unemployment claims coming out, then also prelim GDP price index. So you have a whole lot of news coming out by 1:30. The rule remains the same. If everything comes out good, then we're expecting dollar to actually gain strength. So currently, what's the strength of the dollar? Is not that strong currently. So since it is not that strong, we are not really expecting any much movement. Let me check my currency strength. So, so you can see dollar is not that strong currently. So dollar is just 41%. 41%. So if there's anything I'm going to be doing, then I need to do it this morning so that before noon, price would have done something reasonable for me. Right? Price would have done something reasonable for me. So let me quickly go back to gold. Now, from my expectation on gold, basically, just like I said, it's broken all these highs that I have, and it has moved out of my triangle zone. So this is not useful for me again. It's not useful for me again. So now I need to look for another strategy that will help you. So now with all the indications, I marked out a support here, then definitely this place support, then another level of support, because every point of shadow is a point of interest to me. So if I come back to 1 hour time frame, look at the support here. I see. So now, how to make money with pending order? Very simple. You check your support and resistance for the current market price. Depending on the time frame you are using, if you want to use 30 minutes, if you want to use 1 hour, so depending on the time frame you want to use, right? So if I'm to set pending order here, I'm looking at somewhere a bit above the current market price. Then I'm looking at taking profit for the next high. You see, for the next high. Now, don't forget, your take profit should not be too far. Shouldn't be too far. Don't let it be too far. It's no, you are not doing a swing or position trade. Remember, all you are looking for is just the present day reward. So check the support and resistance, the highest point and the lowest point for yesterday. So the lowest point for yesterday is somewhere around there. Let me adjust this. See, this is lowest point for yesterday, highest point for yesterday. Can you see it here? So price has recovered half of the move, what it did yesterday. I'm seeing bearish engulfing, so it's looking like price will still tilt towards to more of a sell. So now, why I am putting this below my pending, my moving average is because moving average is a dynamic support and resistance. Somebody said there's no best time frame. Now, best time frame, especially for a swing or a position trader, nothing short for 4 hours, nothing less than 4 hours. So, but if you want to do a present day take profit and you are out of the market, you do 30 minutes, 15 minutes you can also do, but please, except you want to become a scalper, you cannot be doing the 1 minute, 5 minutes time frame. All right, but we have to use this pending order to trade, right? 1 hour, 30 minutes time frame. 1 hour, 30-minute time frame is okay. So now you check the previous high, which is for yesterday, day before yesterday, any of the two, and also the lowest point. The day before yesterday, the highest was here, and the lowest was here. Can you see? So now this is to tell me that it's either price break up or price breaks down. So I've been able to set trap in both ways. Trap for buy and trap for what? For a sell. This is gold. Now, let me now go to 1 hour time frame. So on 1 hour time frame, so it still becomes more clearer to me. So it is either price comes down, touch moving average, bounce back, or price breaks the moving average and find its way to this lowest point. Okay, can you see lowest point here? This was yesterday. This was the day before yesterday. Now, the yesterday's high is here and yesterday's low is here. So you can see my buy and my sell pending orders in between. So current market price is in between my sell and my buy. So any direction it wants to pick, I'll be able to easily follow it, right? I think somebody said GBP CHF, or let's do Euro USD first. Then I go to GBP CHF. So using the same rule. But before you use that rule, remember to start your analysis. Don't mind the chart, all right? So remember to start your analysis from the higher time frames. Okay, somebody say, why is my chart like this? Don't worry. Your chart will soon look like mine. Like that, you understand everything we are teaching you. Right, D1, then H4, and H1. Okay, good. So now, in respect to the current market price, so if I am to set any pending order, then I'm looking out for so anything below this point, you see the lowest point for yesterday is here, somewhere around there, and the highest point for yesterday. Now, from day before yesterday, was the highest point that we have here. So the highest point that we have here, then yesterday, lowest point, day before yesterday, you see the highest point, right? So now, but day before yesterday, the lowest point is somewhere around here. So now, two things. If I'm to set a pending order, then I'm looking out for somewhere below yesterday's low. And if you check very well, there's still another support here. So I'll need to avoid all these liquidities I'm seeing here. Put my entry like this. Okay, that's my entry. Then I'm looking at take profit, not too far. Please, your take profit should be a reference to a support or a resistance, right? Your take profit should be a reference to support or resistance. That's not my number. Hello? Hello? Let's be guided. That's not my number. Don't let anybody scam you. Please, if you have any question, if you need anybody's number or you need anything, please talk to your account officer. Talk to your account officer. I know there are some people on Money Market Review, they are not looking for the good of others, but they just want to find a way to scam you. So please be careful, Mr. Yomi Black, or what did you call yourself? Careful with that, all right? All right, so Ekpemsky, my moving average is EMA, which is exponential moving average. Okay, so 21 and 50. So at what point do I enter my trade with average? Now, basically, my moving average serves as my FS Bado is one of them. Okay, see, right? It's not hard. So what will just happen is it's not hard, right? So please be careful with the people you interact with. Be careful with the people you interact with. You can interact with your account officer, you can interact with the trainers that are training you, not somebody you just met randomly in a training. No. Okay? So just be careful because Nigeria, the way Nigeria is, people are going all out for anything that can work. So be careful with the people we interact with. Don't forget, we are on Euro USD 21 and 15. So the blue is 50, the red is 21. So, all right, now let's continue. Let's continue. So remember, I said always look out for the lowest and the highest that the price got to for the previous day. Now, just like the one we are currently on, which is Euro USD, the highest was here for yesterday. Sure, this was day before yesterday because for yesterday, the highest was here, right? But since this is like a high, then I need to acknowledge this. So for yesterday, the lowest point was here. You see, somewhere around here, right? Now, you see that price has tried approaching the lowest point, but it couldn't really, sustain the move with what is happening currently. So right now, right now, what I'll be looking out to do is pending order. So my pending order is going to be below all these lows here. So that's why it's good for you to be able to see. So below the low, then please don't forget your take profit should not be too far. Maximum of 15-20 pips, you should be okay. Maximum of 15-20 pips, you should be fine. So if I'm looking at the buy stop also, I think somewhere around here, I'll be fine. Somewhere around here, just a bit up so that I can ignore some places somewhere around here. Then I'll be looking at taking profits somewhere around here. Okay, so don't forget, your take profit should not be too far. If you are setting pending order and you want to use pending order to be trading every day, all right? So that's what you need to do. The first thing you need to do if you want to set pending order, the first thing you need to do, number one, is check your levels of support and resistance for yesterday, which is the highest point and the lowest point. The highest point and the lowest point. So after checking the highest point and the lowest point, you now want to check where is the current market price, because every of your decision has to do with the current market price in reference with what has happened. Are we together this morning? So you want to check in reference with what has happened. Now, in doing that, I know that for today, right? For today, currently now, this point here, you see, this is the highest for today for price, and this is the lowest for today. But remember that the day has not ended yet, right? Since the day has not ended, definitely I want to now use yesterday, which was history now. I'll use history to now determine, okay, fine. Will price continue or cover up the previous point that it has been able to pull beyond? All right, so right now, you want to look at 20 pips on 0.01 will give you 2,000. The instrument differs. On USD you get nothing less than 3,035. Yes, on USD So the instrument, there is one useless instrument. Now, permit me to use the word useless because that instrument is a very lovely instrument. It's a very good instrument. AUD-USD. But you see that 0.01 that is giving you 2,000 on with 20 pips, sir. On AUD-USD, if you see up to 1, 2, you try, sir. All right, so that's just by the way, right? So there are some instruments, their pips per price movement is small, it's not heavy, right? So you now need to check what instrument do you want to be trading. If it's Euro USD, GBP USD, even GBP USD is expensive, right? With 0.01, it can't give you 2,000, it should give you above 2,000 with 20 pips. Yes, I've done it before, right? So now, back to what I'm trying to explain to us, okay? Don't forget your pending order has to be in between the high and the low. But if you have a scenario, which is what we are facing currently, this was the highest, this was the lowest, this is the current market price, and it has created an high. So my entry is above here, right? My entry is above, which is here. This is my entry, this is my take profit. Now, for this sell stop, this is my entry, and this is what? My take profit, right? My entry and take profit. All right, so now, see, any strategy that is introduced to you, I want you to just practice it first and see how it works. So let's say, for example, as I've introduced this strategy to you, for the next 1 week, you practice it and you see that, oh, out of 10 trades, you want like, maybe it's a win of 6-4 or 7-3. Now, you can practice it again for more assurance, though. You can use like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on the kind of strategy you are introduced to. But this is something you can backtest within a week, right? So in respect to the current market price and making reference to the highest point and the lowest point of yesterday or day before yesterday, any of those two. So in doing that, you can now determine your entries, both buy and sell, which is going to help you to know. Also, don't forget, your take profit should not be too far. Don't let it be too far from your entry point. 15 to 20 pips, you'll be fine. Now, the person that said 2,000 for 0.01, if you are making 2,000 every day, 2,000 times 5, that's 10,000. 10,000 times 4, that's how much? 40,000, which is not bad, sir. All right? It's not bad. Okay, so just you need to check. So if you don't want to be making 2,000, you can increase your lot size. Then probably you want to be making 20,000. You can do 0.1, right? You can do 0.1, right? So, but don't forget, it is what you have in your account that determines the lot size you are expected to use. Don't forget that. So based on, okay, according to the analysis on Euro USD, should we do more of buy or sell? Explain the moving average color. Okay, so just those two questions. So for Euro USD, now let's check the higher time frame. Basically, because of the trend, more of sell, right? Because of the trend. But with what is happening currently, let me open another Euro USD chart. I don't want to clean what I've done here, so all right. So monthly time frame, you see that this guy is a downtrend, right? In a downtrend, you are looking out for more of sell rather than buying. More of sell rather than buying. So now, weekly time frame, price is above the moving average. Daily time frame, price is also a bit above the moving average. Now, my own take for Euro USD for the next 1 week, right? Can be 3 days, can be 4 days. I'm expecting Euro USD come back to the moving average. Let it come back to the moving average. That's my expectation. So fundamental might not make it happen. All right. Fundamental might not make it to happen. You understand? I will explain. Fundamental might not make it to happen. So now on Euro USD, especially for those that want to do a swing trade or you want to do a position trade, so you can be looking out to put entries below the low of this candle, then take profits somewhere around here. You should be fine with this take profits. So if you are doing a swing trade, that's your pending order on the higher time frame. If I come to 4 hours time frame, you see it's just a bit below the lowest, this low. Now, price was below 50 moving average, go back to 21. So will price continue to go up or will it fall? For those that want to use 4 hours time frame, your entry point for buy will be above moving average, and you are looking out to take profit somewhere around here. Take profit should not be too far, don't forget. So on 1 hour time frame, you can see that even on 1 hour time frame, is still like what I showed us on the previous chart, right? Almost the same thing on the previous chart, which my entry, my take profit. So please, now more, you can be looking out for more of sell on Euro USD rather than a buy. For now, more of sell rather than a buy on Euro USD. Okay. I have 50K in my account. Please, how much can I carefully make without risking my 50K? Now, with 50K, use 0.01 and only trade currency. Don't trade indices, don't trade commodities. Trade currency alone. With 500K, what plus I will advise if I'm trading currency pair? Now, you can do 0.003, 0.04. Technically speaking, now, if you are doing your analysis with this spending just do 0.03, 0.04. But if you have to trade fundamental, that means you want to trade NFP, CPI, you can do 0.1. 0.1, yes, you can do 0.1 with your 500K, right? You can do 0.1 and you'll be fine, right? So we are not able to check so much instrument, but at least with these little things I've showed us, on how to set pending order with current market price and how to use the previous day high and low to determine your entry point and also your take profit. Please, I will need us to practice this. I think next week, Wednesday, I'll still be the one to handle the MMR. So I'll ask us how far with the strategy. All right. So thank you so much. Please do have a very peaceful day. God bless.